Welcome to another awesome episode here at Points Podcast. Today we have something amazing in store for you. We have the lovely who's here with us today, y'all. Give it up for Muse.
Point.
Yo, y'all already know who I am. Dominican Dunn, baby, along with the guys.
Hey, big play Zay.
And your boy Ye.
And I'm Muse Dixon.
What's up?
Points again, yeah. Double introduction. We here for that. We here for the double introduction.
You know, just in case y'all miss it.
Right, just in case they miss it.
I
So
don't know
check
how
this
to
out,
say
y'all.
it.
We talking about something, a hot topic today. It's more of a nature versus nurture kind of topic. We all hear this thing about raised on love versus raised on survival. So what does that mean? Like, I want y'all to just jump in. Right, what does that mean?
So, I mean, I could jump in there. Like, I feel like, you know, being raised on survival is pretty much just when there was a lot of love missing from, like, your upbringing, right? So, a lot of times, like, a lot of us don't even know when you young that, like, your mama really with your daddy for survival. Know what I'm saying? Because there was a time when a woman couldn't even have things or have a life or drive a car, vote, or get a house or anything like that, get a bank account. So we come from a long line a lot of the time of ancestry that was based on survival. And so a lot of times, so that gets passed on. You know, it's very rare to where it was just like, nah, my mom and dad just fell in love, bro. Like they high school sweetheart type shit. You know, they just really with each other. Right? You know, and a lot of people may not find that till their second time around or whatever. You know, like when I got a little older, I realized like now, like my mom just really at it. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like with her first husband, you know, she dated older men a lot when she was younger because my grandma was kind of always, you know, doing her thing, right? So my mom to take care of the family, she dated older men. That's what I was told, right? So she married an older man her first time. I ain't saying she ain't living, but I know it's on survival there.
That makes sense.
Know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but see, with my dad, she didn't need him more than he needed her.
Right.
Know what I mean? So it was just, yeah.
What y'all boy got?
I think she's right on it. Like especially during our parents' time and before that, you're right. If you really think about it, you know, at that time a woman had to marry to get out of their house. We all seen The Color Purple. You know what I'm saying? Like it was right there. You know, to get out of that house, and also even though you was getting out of that house, you wasn't going to be loved. You were going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how she was surviving. She was
Right.
forced out of her house or either go to the fields and work. And I ain't even talking about slavery. I'm talking
Right.
about real fields, like my grandmother worked in
Yeah.
one. You know what I'm saying? So, getting out of your parents' house to go take care of somebody else. And even
Right.
bear children for them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, I agree with her. I agree with her.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't realize that they surviving. You know,
Right.
they just, you know, people just grow on take, you know, and they get so used to surviving. It's just a way of life. And people who grow up on love, you know, they understand that, and you know, they tend to bump into these people because, you know, that's who they attract. You
opposites
know, the
attract,
opposite
yeah.
attracts and stuff. So, you know, that's a good balance on that.
What do you think is more important, raised on survival or raised on love?
I'm going to say love. I spent a lot of years trying to reverse my survival, right? Because though I was, you know, kind of had love in my household, there was a lot of trauma in my family. So it's a lot of trauma responses that are based in survival.
Facts.
Know what I'm saying? So it's like when the world show you different stuff, you just not navigating life trying to, like, you know, you build walls, right? Trying to protect yourself, right? Like in my house, I noticed that love for us was protection. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't really do like emotion, but we knew, you know, no matter how much me and my sister fight, ain't nobody else gonna fight her. You know what I mean? Like that's how we show up for each other to this day. So when I learned that, when I realized that, like, okay, like love for us was protection. That's survival.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Like, so I've spent a lot of time discovering self-love and trying to reverse a lot of like the curses and the trauma that was in my DNA. Because a lot of this is just in your DNA. Like, and until you realize that these two terms exist, right? You won't even realize how you're moving through life. You know what I mean? So it's like I had just reached a point where I was tired of surviving. I was ready to thrive. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and love, you know what I'm saying? And love is the foundation of thriving because surviving is just based in fear, really. You know what I'm saying? And it's, in fearing anything, you know, y'all know how it go with fearing anything. Like, fear is inevitable. If you constantly put your energy into it, you'll create it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? But love gives you, like, to me, love is freedom. You know what I mean? And we all deserve to move through this life with a certain freedom. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's why it's important to get to that. You know what I mean? And that's how love gets me in the job that I deserve. You know what I'm saying? The right job, in the right career, with the right person, surrounded by the right people.
Right, definitely.
Right, because love gravitates this, right? Love just begets more love, right? And survival begets more survival.
I'm super big on love, man. That's what's most important to me. I think my parents worked hard to raise me on love, and you know, as a reflection of that home, I want my kids to have the same thing, and I just try and figure out a way to also teach them those survival skills, because it, you know, like they say, love will get you killed, you know, and that's
Not
100.
really.
You know, well, you know, just you know, you
Loving the wrong person might get you killed. But was that really love?
Right. You know,
Was it really love?
and but because I also want them to have some survival skills too, so they
Oh, for
love.
sure.
You can be too loving and get taken advantage of. That's
But I also think it'll go back to it being mutually exclusive. Because love will protect you regardless.
Right.
Like, because it's like I think that's the narrative. So people think they gotta choose one of those.
I agree.
That's the narrative and thinking like, no, because you know, love got people, but it not get people going into love.
Right.
And so that's why they in it. Because if you love yourself, you wouldn't even necessarily endure certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Go through certain stuff. So it ain't just loving somebody else. It starts with you first.
Right.
And so you'll find that once you get that right, you won't even be in certain pockets with people that could do shit like that.
Yeah, they ain't in your circle.
Yeah.
I agree. And like you said,
Yeah.
it's mutually exclusive when I go by love. Because like somebody who loves, they believe in compromise, give you their last, nurturing. And somebody on survival, that survival technique is like, you know, get it by any means, get it out the mud. Like, I do whatever I got to do it. Like, any means necessary. It's all about myself. Just and so, and I agree with you. You got to you have to have some kind of survival in it.
Right.
But I take love every time.
Right.
I would say that I was raised on both. But I think my mother definitely raised me on love because she received it a lot. My dad damn sure raised me on survival because he had to. My dad had me like handle business, and that's like that's you. That's how you supposed to show your love, you know.
Yeah, like that's
taking care of your wife.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you
got
gotta put the emotion with it too. You know, I'm not just paying bills, showing you I love you. I'm showing you I love you by treating you in a certain way. So,
but that's love too. Like paying bills ain't survival.
No,
you know
but I'm saying
like that's love. That's me doing. You know.
Nah, I don't know now, cause people pay bills and cheat all on their mate.
But not.
You say I love you, but I cheat all on you.
But what I'm saying is like that's a lack of respect. That ain't always a lack of. I ain't saying people who take care of you, you know, don't love you or whatever. But what I'm saying is like me paying my own bills. That ain't me surviving through life. Like that's me just doing what I need to do for myself. Like that's my freedom. Like I'm living somewhere where I want to live.
Yeah, right. You can not pay your bills.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You can be a nomad.
Yeah, like you know, like
shit,
this
you know
is me
I mean?
living somewhere where I want. This is the life I got for myself out of love. So do what I want.
Let me ask y'all this then. Let me ask y'all this. People who are raised on love, do they see it different from people who are raised on survival?
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh my God.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
because your perception is your reality.
Yeah.
Period. So,
and big points. I mean, big points to all the parents. How have you raise your kids? Single parent, two-parent home.
Best you can. So
best you can. You doing the best you can. Big
and
points
you really
of
just
respect.
doing what you know.
Yeah.
Until you know something else.
You learning on the job.
Trust me. I'm
job.
like raising myself right. I'm my own parent. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to reverse stuff. But back to can you repeat your question, Zay?
My question is pretty much people that was raised on love see the world different than people that was raised on survival?
Facts. I mean, because it'll always go back to your perception being your reality. And so however you view life, that's how you going to see it. You know, I think a lot of people spend a lot of time preferring to be right instead of happy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that is survival versus love. I feel like when you constantly trying to be right, you create narratives and situations and you relive traumas and loops so that you can make sure that the way I view the world, I'm always going to feel like. But if I want to be happy,
Energy.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to break that shit and I'm going to go do, even if I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong because that's going to lead more to my peace and my happiness and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference, really.
So do you do think people that's raised on survival can connect with people raised on love?
They ain't going to have to. because it's the only way you can learn. Like, you know, like they still deserve to know what love is. Because how can they know if they don't experience it? Like, you can't just think about love. You can't just, because one day you wake up and you realize, like, when you were young, you were telling everybody you loved them and shit, but you didn't really know what love was for real.
Nah,
you was just going by a script.
I love you until you make me
right.
mad.
Know what I'm saying? Like, you know, love was just somebody telling you something made you feel good when you young, but then, you know, you finally one day really experience love with somebody. So people based on survival are going to need to find people who know love.
Right there on that
to
point.
be delivered, you know what I'm saying?
Can you identify people who are raised on love compared to people who are raised on survival?
For sure. And I'm going to tell you what my kid, it go back to what I said. When I experience something with you and I see you rather be right than be happy, that's my first sign.
I think a lot of times too, it might not show until it shows, which it
That's
could be.
yeah, like you just gotta experience it.
You know, a year later. So like you say, you gotta experience.
You just gotta experience. You gotta wait because what's the word they like to say? Chaos reveal character.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Pressure make diamonds.
You know what I'm saying? So every now and again, you know, you give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Because everybody be in a process. Because, you know, shouts out to everybody who still loved me while I was transitioning through survival and trying to make my way to love, right? So that's me speaking from my own experience. I thank God for, like, the people in my life who had love for me, who God chose to put love in my life so I could learn how to exert that. You know what I'm saying? Like this mule shit went overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like this mule shit take a lot of work.
And it's continued work.
It's one of them divine things that would have to happen. If that person is too stuck in that shit, it just might not be the time. Sometimes you gotta lose somebody to really recognize, you know what I'm saying, what that actually was and why that didn't work. And damn, Shada was just trying to love me and shit, and that's really what love is. But now I know, you know. Yeah, you know. So I think, I don't know, like, I think you got to experience it. It doesn't necessarily mean, like,
I think it's heavy on the patience. I think that's what it comes on, man. It's like, because people can live in a cycle for years.
Loops, bro.
With somebody that's living on survival and somebody that love to just continue to put up or sacrifice for this person. They, again, that is like a parasite. It's just like they're gonna drain it. They're gonna.
And it might just balance out too.
It might balance out.
I
think it has to balance out because it's happening now.
Right,
it's happening now. People got a lot of love.
Yeah. It's definitely balanced.
So that is a good. That's not so black and white.
Right.
That's very gray because it may depend on where that person is, like what percentage of survival.
Depending on how you was brought up. You're not just going to automatically be like, I can love now. Cause, you know what I'm saying? And that person who's been raised out to survive ain't going to, they ain't going to be, you better just turn to either one of them on.
They're not going to be able to turn it off.
Yes, it's going to take work. Like she said, identify first and then try to work on it.
So I think it's safe to say that it's no longer black and white. It's nature versus nurture argument.
Right.
So I just want to first thank the lovely Muse for joining us today.
Yeah, that was dope.
Hey,
Thank you.
Very dope. On behalf of myself and the gang, we appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, and follow on all platforms. But definitely go to their YouTube and definitely buy some merch.
You know what I'm saying? Shop with these boys.
Look, we trying to survive out here. Buy some merch. I'm trying to survive. Buy some merch.
Thank you.
We out.
And give yourself some pumps. Don't be scared to turn them pumps.
Don't forget about them Jesus pumps, right?
Don't forget
Jesus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Give me my flowers. I'd rather them flowers right there, bro. What's up? Throw it back in the air. L Walker.